Dallas Cowboys fans, this is what you've been looking for. A show discussing the team you love without all the fluff and BS. Host Greg Rector, along with Cowboys writers and content creators from across the country, break it down. This isn't the same old, same old. This is the blue and silver breakdown. How about them Cowboys?
Good evening, everybody. This is Great Cowboys, and this is the Blue and Silver Breakdown. My guest this week is Matt Brunnelli, who is a fan of Go Pack Go. Matt, you're going to have to take a little bit of a break here while I go off about the defense. Where are you for the Dallas Cowboys? Matt Eberflus and his Tampa 2 BS, always having three linebackers out in that field, is just nuts. Throwing Donovan Wilson at the back end of your safety is never a good idea. Wanye Thomas actually replaced him at the end of the game. But again, Mr. Eberflus, you need to play man-to-man defense. None of this Tampa 2 garbage, okay? I'm sick of that. Yes, Trayvon Diggs on a one man-to-man. Yes, he slipped and fell, and that led to their quick touchdown and all that jazz. But again, This defense needs to go back to what it was last year. No more Tampa 2 unless you're playing a rookie quarterback, Eberflus, because these veterans and hey, Caleb Williams is now a veteran. He had all day back there again because Dante Fowler. What are you doing? Dante Fowler is going up against a left tackle and a right tackle, and he's just staying there. There's no moves. There's nothing to bring any pressure. This is just insanity. I hope Jadeveon Clowney brings some pressure to Jordan Love this week. Now, again, there's my little tirade about the defense of the Cowboys. The strength of this team, though, is the offense, and they're now missing people.
Yeah, that was huge news for the Green Bay Packer fans and the Green Bay Packers defense. Even though I think you guys, CJ or CD Lamb. Wow, I don't know where I was going with there, but CD Lamb. With our current, we don't have an elite one, so I think we play a lot of zone, and that's what we're building to in year 2 of the Jeff Hafley defense. It's more pressure at the front 4 and dropping 7 back and trying to cover all that. But CD is an elite wide receiver who would have definitely had a good day in the office, I think, with us. So having him sideline is a very positive for the Green Bay Packers this upcoming weekend on Sunday night.
Yeah. As I mentioned to you before we came on the air, however, there is one way for the Cowboys to beat the Green Bay Packers, and that's running the football right at Micah Parsons. That is the key. Look, your Packers did that to them in the playoff game 2 years ago. They ran the ball. They ran the ball right at Micah, as did everybody else. And again, you enjoy Micah's run defense, okay? Because it doesn't exist.
As I told you when we were before we went live, I told you I never really paid attention to Micah Parsons as a Cowboy, but as a Packer fan, love him. I love having him. He makes this defense better. But yes, I understand the Cowboys' frustrations with the run game against the Commanders and against the Browns. You're just like, you just ran 5 yards straight, pushing the lineman back while the running back zooms right past you, not even trying to make the tackle.
No. And this is what I've complained about Micah Parsons ever since he started in the NFL. I said, this kid needs to learn the edge needs to still be set against the run.
Yeah, he does not set. He
doesn't do it.
Luckily, the biggest difference between the defenses between Green Bay and Dallas during his tenure, and obviously it's a very short tenure, only 3 games with the Green Bay Packers so far in his career, is that we have I like to call him elite, but I know a lot of people don't maybe not know Quay Walker and
I know who Quay Walker is because I picked him to go to the Packers that year in our fantasy mock that we did.
Mock draft, yeah. So I Quay Walker, Edgerton Cooper, Isaiah McDuffie, we have Tyron Hopper, who is a second-year guy from Mizzou. We have a lot of fast-moving linebackers who go to side and cover our edge rushers. That's kind of what the Hafley defense is. He wants it to be. I don't think he cares as much as Parsons wanting to stop the run as much. I think he just wants the pressure from his front four. So
yeah,
I mean,
I have another idea which I've spoken with other people about ever since Micah was dealt there. I'm going to do the Detroit Lions thing and have 6 offensive linemen.
You can do that all day long. We stuffed that run with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery.
Oh, no. I'm talking about Micah and his pass rushing. I'm talking about his pass.
Stopping his pass rushing. That's fine,
yeah.
Because Rashawn Gary, who's leading the league in sacks, will just come on the other side. Or Luca Van Ness, who we put up in the front middle, will just push some pressure. And talking about a big loss, you lost a big interior offensive lineman that I think Luca Van Ness is going to have a lot of fun playing with this Sunday.
Yeah, this is why the Cowboys kept 10 offensive linemen. Because BB last week went out, and of course now TJ Booker is out as well. Hoffman did fine at center. We'll see who comes in at right guard. This is not a pretty thing for the Cowboys. And again, losing CeeDee Lamb because he is so good against the zone defense, as you guys do like to play. George Pickens, though, is a big receiver, and if you guys don't cover him well, he can go off.
You're right. He could. I mean, George Pickens throughout his whole career now has been a boom or bust wide receiver with who can make insane catches that, everybody likes to talk about the Odell Beckham catch. That's just another Tuesday at the office for, George Pickens. But Pickens can also have drop issues as well as just disappearing in the offense. And now that he's going to be the main focus of, that's going to be our number one concern on that team probably is covering George Pickens, which I think could be a mistake because I do like Turpin and I do like Tolbert. I think those are, I know they're not 2s and 1s, but those are very competent wide receivers. And definitely speed. We get burnt by speed still in our secondary. And Turpin is a scary when it comes to that.
Well, the receiver that I really think the Cowboys need to use much more is Ryan Flournoy. He was so good in college, and he showed last week too that he had a couple of nice catches there last week as well. But again, when the Cowboys do have the ball, I think you'll see Javonte Williams, you'll see Hunter Lipke out there, you'll see a double tight end set, maybe even 3 tight ends, again dealing with Gary and Parsons, just to slow those guys down, to give Prescott enough time to throw the football. We'll see what happens. I mean, and like I said, if they do have the 6 offensive linemen, I would actually address Cornelius because his pass blocking at Oregon was fantastic. It's his run blocking that needs the help.
I like Cornelius coming out of Oregon. He was actually in my top 10 offensive linemen.
Oh yeah, he was easily in my top group of right tackles.
Yeah,
and again, last year he was protecting because his quarterback was a lefty, so you're now the left tackle on that team, basically, as the right tackle. And he did an outstanding job of protecting Dylan Gabriel.
He did. He really did. I really loved Cornelius in Oregon. I was kind of shocked that he kept slipping and sliding into this last draft. I kind of figured – I knew I was higher on him than most, but I figured he would go day 2 and round 3. I know maybe round 4, but I was kind of shocked that he slipped like he did.
He went to 6.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, the Cowboys got him? Okay, this is good.
That was one of those ones I was like, hey, we like offensive linemen. He's falling. Why are we not taking Cornelius? That seems like very much like a Packers pick, and we didn't. We went with other O-line, but No, I think it's going to be a very interesting game. We obviously, will be interesting to see who our interior defensive lineman will play. I know we set our 6th-round pick in Warren Brinson, who's a big body who can take some he's more of a run stuffer. I'll be curious if we kind of switch up our tactic with our front defensive tackles, if we're going to play more Warren Brinson and Nazir Stackhouse to kind of stuff that line a little bit more, to kind of stuff the run. If that is the attack that you guys are going to try to approach on us. or if we're gonna go with our lean bodies like Carl's Brooks and Cody Wooden, who had a little bit of, I'm not gonna say a little bit, a really bad day against the Cleveland Browns offensive line.
Yeah. I mean that was a horrifying game to actually watch. Was the Browns and Packers game? That was ugly.
You don't. It was funny. Like, I'm not a superstitious guy, but the first 2 games of the week, I wore a yellow long sleeve Green Bay Packers sweatshirt or shirt that I bought from Lambeau Field. Domination both of those games, and it was that game. I was like, I don't need to wear my shirt. And I was like, I really need to put that shirt on for something. I never did. And I'm not a very, like I said, I'm not a superstitious person, but like, I'll tell you what I'll be wearing on Sunday night. I'll be wearing that yellow.
Yeah, I guess that could be your go-to outfit.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, yes, there's our boss, Joe Cardozo. It's never Dallas. We know, Joe. We know. When Joe actually retweets something that I've said about the Cowboys, that is a miracle. And it already happened once this year, so I got my Christmas present already. That was it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying like I don't think I had a bad feeling about the Browns. Every game in the NFL is never an easy W. No. Everybody always tells you that. Don't overlook your opponent. That's one thing Matt LaFleur has preached throughout his career at Green Bay is 1-0 each week. We don't care about looking into the future. And I felt like, we had Rasheed Walker saying we can go 17-0, really looking forward.
No.
And Rasheed Walker had one of the biggest penalties late in the game with that false start that really took off. That could have took off an extra 30 seconds of that clock.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what would have happened? Maybe the block doesn't happen. We kick the field goal, we win, or we were able to take the time down. They never get a chance to kick that field goal. We go to overtime. So many chances were taken off the table because of that Rasheed Walker. And so it's going to be interesting to see how we approach. I definitely do think it's going to be a Packers W. I wouldn't come on here and say this is a Cowboys win. Obviously, I don't think you expected me to come on here and say Cowboys are going to beat the Green Bay Packers. I mean, and
go back to the 90s. Go back to the 90s. Let's go back to that beautiful decade where the Packers couldn't do a thing against Dallas. That was a beautiful decade for me anyway.
It was for you. I mean, that's only been almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's going to be a closer game. After giving all the game away, except Green Bay Packers to give Dallas the business from Joe. Joe said it. I did it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. But again, like I said, there's only one way that the Cowboys win this game. That's running the football right at Micah Parsons. Let him go. Get those yardage downfield there, because Williams has played very, very well.
He has. Williams at Denver's wondering where this has been the whole time they had him.
Well, yeah, but he came back too quickly from his injury, and then they kept him on the bench.
Yeah.
This kid is solid. He is a solid guy. And Miles Sanders has actually fit in quite nicely as well, which for me is something that I really don't like, because he used to be an Eagle. I don't want any Eagles. I don't want any Commanders or Giants on my team ever.
Oh, you're never, if they're the elite player, you never want them to come over.
No, none of them.
Yeah. It's so funny too. You talk about that. The NFC North has a long rivalry of just stealing each other's players. Definitely, like the Packers, for the longest time, never did it because we never signed free agents. Like, it wasn't a thing. But it was very common. Everybody wanted to be the Packers in the North. So a lot of our free agents would always end up usually with the Brown or the Bears or the Vikings, but the Lions as well. I mean, and it still happens to this day. They poach our guys left and right, wanting a little bit of that Packer greatness.
Yeah. And it you just have that affinity for your guys, though, right? And again, when a Dallas Cowboy leaves and he goes up to Washington like Armstrong and Fowler did, Fowler And Armstrong did very well for the Commanders last year, right?
Mhm.
Did I want Dante Fowler back? No, because he was wearing a Commanders jersey last year. I don't want this guy, but he's back. You know,
He came back. He realized he did wrong and had to come and repent for his sins. Is what he did.
well, what he needs to do is learn how to use an actual move against a tackle because he doesn't have one right now.
It's always been a bull rush. That's always been his move. Just bull rush and hope to God that it gets him through.
Yeah, and when you're running into the left tackle's chest, you're dead. You're dead. You're not going to go anywhere.
I feel like that's Parsons' move. I feel like that, it might be because he's not 100% healthy, but these first 3 weeks with the Green Bay Packers, Parsons has just been, I'm going to bull rush you, and I'm just going to keep. And there's he never does a swim, anything. It's just
I did not see him try to go to the inside, which he has done many times.
He's just trying to go on the outside or put and bull rush and hopefully.
And guess what? He needs to use that against Terrence Steele because Terrence Steele has no clue how to stop a defender from coming on his inside shoulder. See, Eric Williams, the great tackle of the Great Wall of Dallas, that's what he figured out against Reggie White. Reggie White always wanted to come onto the inside. Eric Williams forced him to the outside. He forced him with sheer strength and determination. But Eric Williams was a nasty man.
Yeah.
Very nasty. But again, Terrence Steele doesn't have a clue on that. He has no clue.
Yeah.
So
I do think overall, if you had to right now, where do you think you win? If you went line by line right now, position by position, quarterback, do you think Dak is better than Love?
No.
Do you think running back? Do you think Williams is better than Jacobs?
I think that's close. Right now, that's close.
Overall, Jacobs is a better running back in his career, but right now with our offensive line play, luckily both of our offensive line have been horrible. So that's right. And we haven't been healthy. We have not had when we had our full offensive line, week 1, we dominated the Lions.
Yeah.
But since that, we have not had the Commanders and the Browns. We did not have a full cadre of we were rotating them left and right, had different sets, and obviously affected how the Packers offensive line played throughout that game. But also, I think the Browns are very slept on. It's not the defense that's bad in Cleveland.
No, it's not. It's not the defense. I've said for years that I don't understand why Stefanski still has his gig in Cleveland. I don't get it.
How does he have 2 head coach of the year awards?
I don't understand that. I really don't. Because it's the DC that does all the work.
Yeah.
But
he's
again,
the one who ruined Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Well, what's Baker Mayfield doing in Tampa? Oh yeah, he's only 3-0 now. And
people argue he's a top. I want to go top 5. I know some people are trying to push him into that. He's arguably a top 5. I think he's easily in the top 10.
Yeah.
But to push him into the top 5, it seems like it's a little bit of a stretch for me right now. I love Baker. It's funny. I hated Baker in college.
Yeah.
I hated, I grew to like him. Then I went all in on him. Then he screwed me over in fantasy. So I started hating. I had this love-hate relationship with Baker Mayfield over the last 10 years.
But when he came over to the Rams on those 2 days of notice and he led that Ram team to a victory, I was like, holy, this is a real quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, look, he has a great coordinator again. He has a great coach and coordinator.
Yeah.
Look at that. And then he gets back with this coordinator in Tampa with Liam Cohen. I don't get the Kevin Stefanski love. I don't think Kevin makes it after this season.
I hope not, because he just reminds me so much of a couple of other former coaches that are no longer in the business. There's just something that isn't fitting with the Cleveland Browns. And again, I think a lot of that has to do with the Deshaun Watson deal. That was a stupid move to guarantee that guy all that money was just absolutely asinine. And Stefanski and the GM of the Browns and the owner, the Haslams, all deserve the blame. You guys all deserve that blame.
Yeah, the guy didn't play for 2 years, and you're like, let's trade for him. Let's give up multiple draft picks for the guy who hasn't played for 2 years. And then while doing that, let's go ahead and make him the highest paid with the fully guaranteed quarterback. Like,
now, see, this is the other reason why the Packers need to lose this game is because the draft picks that the Cowboys get next 2 years, that's the reason why the Packers need to lose. Come on,
I mean, don't worry, you're going to lose and get a higher draft. You're going to get a higher draft pick because you're going to lose.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, your pick is going to be high and our pick is going to be, or vice versa. Yours is going to be low and ours.
Yeah, you know. But again, you know, if the Packers have a bad season, thank you. Okay.
I bet. I mean, I know it's early. It's only week 3. You know, a lot of people are, you know, who knows? The Cowboys can turn it around. And, you know, do you think Brian Schottenheimer is a 1-year?
No.
Do you think he's going to be a guy there for some years?
He's not a 1-year coach. And again, when everybody questioned Schottenheimer's hiring, I was like, wait a second. He's not his dad. He doesn't coach like his dad. Even though his offenses in Jacksonville and Seattle had run-oriented offenses, he still wasn't his dad. He used more motion and things like that. And they are showing more motion this year for the Cowboys. Thank you. But again, I thought that Schottenheimer, when he gets interviewed, is just bang on the money. He is bang on the money. And what he did in this offseason with these players, he was going out to all of their charity events. And he went everywhere, all over the country. Wherever a Cowboy was having a charity event, there was Schottenheimer. He was there. Like that takes a lot of work.
Yeah, that does. I mean, because I think everybody was kind of shocked by that. So I think he had to do something to get the team to buy in on him as the head coach.
Oh, he's committed to doing that every year. So he will do that. That is the type of guy that he is. And when I've heard stories about Schottenheimer with other organizations, this is the guy that he really is. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, again, they need to have a defense that plays man to man.
That's where I was about to kind of shocked to see you kind of led what I was going to ask, is because Matt Eberflus is a great defense coordinator. Always had a great defense while in Indianapolis, and that was the strength of his time in Chicago, was his defense. And now that's, funny enough, that's Chicago's issue, is that their defense gives up points. Obviously, not so much this past weekend, but they still give up a lot of points. And Eberflus is having a bad start with the Dallas Cowboys. Like, I'm kind of shocked that
because the Cowboys players that are on that roster right now are not suited to be in a Tampa 2 defense. They are not suited to that. Demarion Overshown is out until November. There's the guy that you need because he's a side-to-side linebacker.
Yeah.
Right? Kenneth Murray is a downhill guy. That's it. Jack Sanborn is a good run stopper as well, but in coverage, no. Demarion Overshown can do that. And I think Maris Leofau, who proved at the East-West game, and that's why the Cowboys took him, should be out there more. He needs to be out there more. But again, it's going to be tricky, you know. I really hope Jadeveon Clowney can bring some pressure, though.
I was just looking at that about Clowney. I mean, he's obviously going to probably only play obvious passing downs.
Yeah.
For his first, I mean, he's never had a double-digit sack season in his career.
No, but he gets you 8 or 9.
He does. I mean, he's got three times in his career. That's 4 times.
4 times, right? So again, you've got a guy who does bring pressure to a quarterback, and I've said this all along. Your sacks don't matter to me.
Yeah,
if you bring pressure, DeMarcus Lawrence always was being vilified for not having sacks, but you look at the years that where Trayvon Diggs had 11 interceptions. 8 of those were because of DeMarcus Lawrence bringing pressure onto a quarterback. Deron Bland with his INT 6 pick sixes. Again, it was DeMarcus Lawrence who was bringing that pressure. That's what people don't understand about this game.
Rashawn Gary is considered, like, it kills me with Packer fans is because they say Rashawn Gary is a bust because of his draft is like in the top 15. I think
He is not a bust. He is a very good player.
He has over 50 sacks.
Even though he went to that school up north. Oh.
The right school up north. Yeah, it's like he led the league in pressures for like 3 years straight. And everybody's like, why isn't he TJ Watt or why is he not Myles Garrett in closing? And, I'm like, those guys are sack guys and they're good at what they, that's what they do. But Gary, and there's been a lot of times, and it's been very annoying. There's a lot of times in Gary's career where he's got sacks and his defense has failed him with some crappy penalties that have always removed him from sacks.
Yeah. But Jadeveon Clowney also stops that run game. You look at his tackles for losses, he's up there every year. Every year. He understands how to set the edge. So again, that could be a key thing for the Cowboys this weekend as well. It's gonna be a battle. I really hope that the Cowboys understand that when they're at home, though, you don't give the football away to the second half. You take that football, you march down the field, and you damn well score early. You make the other team play catch up. That was something that drove me nuts with McCarthy. It drove me bananas.
You understand the Packer pain.
Oh, yeah.
We had McCarthy for 10 plus years, and it was the same. And it was like, at first it was like early in his career, like, hey, he's moving. This offense looks good, blah, blah, blah. But it just like every year, he never changed, never updated. And that offense was just like, it was like, oh, he's going to do this. It was so predictable. And it's why the Cardinals got him fired. He lost his job because of that. He lost to the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they didn't even let him finish the season. It was like week 14. They just said, nope.
You're done.
We're not even going to let you finish this year.
Nope.
We're going to fire you.
Yeah, exactly right. But again, this is the great thing about football, right? Nobody expected the Browns to beat the Packers last week.
Nope.
Nobody is expecting the Cowboys to beat this Packers team. I mean, yes, you don't have Jaden Reed as your number one receiver, but you still got some decent receivers. That Romeo Doubs is a guy that I was all over his draft year. I wanted him in Dallas in a big way, and of course, there he is going to the Packers, and I'm just like, oh no.
Yes, I predicted in my first article that I posted with NDS Media was one of my predictions is that the Packers traded Romeo Doubs because of his divaness. He has a very. It seems like he's kind of calmed it down this year, but he got benched last year because of his target share.
Yeah,
he wasn't seeing enough. And it's like, dude, you're wide receiver 2-3. You're not an elite one. You've never shown that you have multiple drops in your career. You calm it down. Like, that's not who you are. But they bench him, and then Jaden Reed, who was playing amazing, they're like, okay, well, we benched that guy because he wanted to be a diva. We're going to start giving him all the targets. And he still didn't have a great season. And then Reed struggles, and you're like, you're not giving it to the playmaker, but you're giving it that really threw me off last year. I mean, we did lose Reed because of the injuries with this breaking his collarbone, and he had a foot injury that was going to bother him all year long. Yeah. So since that one injury happened, he just got both done at the same time. It was very frustrating against the Browns is that they're like, oh, hey, we drafted this first-round wide receiver, Matthew Golden. Yeah. Let's use him. And it was like, oh, hey, he's making plays. Then they're like, we're going to stop doing that. Let's stop doing what's working.
And of course, for all those Cowboys fans who are also Longhorns fans, I pointed this out last week. The Cowboys have never drafted a Texas Longhorn in round one. I'm sorry, they haven't. Not since 1961. No, there's been no Longhorn ever drafted in round one. Stop, all you Longhorn fans insisting that the Cowboys take these guys. If the Cowboys had wanted a receiver instead of taking Booker, it would have been Emeka Egbuka. Look what he's doing in Tampa Bay. He's now wide receiver 1. Yeah. I mean, that guy, he was the most pro-ready receiver in this draft. And, oh, yes, the Heisman Award winner is going to be playing more defense this week than he is offense. Wonder why that is. Because the NFL game is a far different game from the college game.
I never had Travis Hunter as an offensive weapon. I did not. When I watched Hunter's tape on offense. I was like, he is like wide receiver 10, 11, 12 for me. Like if I'm just taking him as a wide receiver, he's a second, third round wide receiver.
Yep. Yeah.
And then people are trying to say, oh, he's the best wide receiver. I'm like, I don't know what tape you're watching. He's an elite shutdown defender. You need to that's what you're drafting him for.
He was also playing in the Big 12, which is not a conference which is known for defense, kids. Yeah. Wake up and understand what conference these players are in and things like that, which is something I've always said.
And his first 2 years were at Jacksonville State. So let's But with Packers have Wicks. I think Wicks will get used a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wicks is our big one who kind of came on off. He had a bad sophomore slump, but he's had a couple of decent games here now in this season in his third year. The Packers have an obsession with Malik Heath, an undrafted free agent out of Mississippi State. I expect him to see something. I really thought that McCole Hardman was going to get the call up and be the replacement for Jaden Reed, but we just cut him off our practice squad today.
Yeah.
And then we signed a nobody from Massachusetts. Don't even know who the kid's name is. So I'm going to be curious what we're going to do. I'm hoping that we get Golden in there more. We got Watson still on the IR. Seems like that guy just lives on the IR.
He lives on IR.
Yeah. And then we gave him a 1-year extension, kind of just like, hey, we want you one more time. And like, don't rush back. Here's your pay for 1 more year. Like, I do like that they did that with Watson to say, hey, we're not going to rush you back this season. You do have a job for 1 more year, so let's get you healthy. Obviously, you'll be back this year, but don't rush yourself and get yourself hurt.
Exactly. Which is why I have always said so many of these kids coming out of college need to sit a year. They need to understand how the professional game is actually being played.
Yes, it
is a different animal. Right.
Look at all the quarterbacks that get sit 1 year who are successful compared to the quarterbacks that get forced to start year one.
Yeah, but what did I say when Neighbors and Thomas Jr. were coming out? I said Neighbors doesn't like to be press manned, and guess what happened to him this weekend? He got press manned all game long, and guess what? He didn't do a darn thing for the Giants. The Chiefs were all over that man. Thomas is a better NFL receiver because he understands he's going to get pressed and he can still go. That's why I said Thomas is going to have a better career to me than Malik Neighbors will, because once teams understand that Malik Neighbors does not like to be touched coming off that line, he's going to get pounded on and pounded on and pounded on.
He's going to have to learn to adapt. But Thomas right now is having a bad year too as well. He's having alligator arms. He's afraid to take a hit right now. That's Thomas. I don't know where that came from. I don't feel like that was an issue before.
I don't know where that came from either with Thomas currently either. But I think it could be because the types of throws that has been getting from Lawrence have not been the best.
No, he feels like he's trying to protect himself from bad throws, and some of them have been. But there have been obvious times where it's like a right there catch it, and he's dropping it or alligating and arming it because he's just wherever it's coming from. Yeah, it is what it is. But I still like the Packers wide receiver. I think we're both in the same situation with our wide receiver room. You lost your one, we lost our wide receiver. Technically, I would say our wide receiver 1 and 2 are out. We haven't had Watson all year. I mean, Golden is supposed to take the reins sooner than later. That going back to the Browns games with the Golden. I'm very frustrated with him because that should have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like he had more than enough time to adjust himself to go upfield. Yeah. And take that to the house with your speed. Like he just kind of just gave up and ran out of bounds. Like
that's something that comes out of the college game though.
Yeah, it is. He's still learning. He's a rookie.
That's right.
I mean those are a couple of points in when you watch that game, you're just like that could be here's the things that could have caused us the loss. Golden not being able to take. Maybe he maybe gets caught from behind, but maybe he takes it another 30 yards and puts us in a different position. That drive leads to a field goal or a touchdown. Yeah. Rasheed Walker, as I said earlier, with the false start right at the end of the game that gave time back to the Cleveland Browns. Our offensive line penalties, 14 penalties. That is the most in a
Welcome,
LaFleur.
welcome to my world. Welcome to my world.
Wait, welcome to your. I've been living in this world the last 3 years. We're one of the most
I know.
penalized teams in the NFL.
But welcome to the Cowboys world because they're up there too. I mean, they're getting 12, 13, 14 a game. And it's just like, can you guys please not false start? Can you please not hold every down? Can you please stop doing this? No.
The worst, what was the most annoying thing is that LaFleur said today in his press conference after practice is like, yeah, we've been seeing that throughout all of camp and practices. So it's not shocked that it ends up in the game. I'm like, you're the head coach, LaFleur.
Your former head coach has the same issue. He was asked constantly to improve the penalty issue, and nothing ever happened with McCarthy.
Same with LaFleur. I don't know why LaFleur and then it's annoying special teams. We have the highest paid special team coordinator with the worst special team.
Yeah. Which is something that could hurt them because Cavante Turpin can really go to town.
Thank you for you lead me right into what I was about to say, because we have a horrible special teams and we are known under Rich Bisaccia. We've been known for a long time for our special teams being bad, but definitely under Rich Bisaccia that we give up big returns.
Big return.
Turpin, that's why I mentioned Turpin earlier, because Turpin's speed and elusiveness scares me on those. Like, I rather just I'd rather have McManus just kick that ball into the back of the end zone every time and get you guys off the 35 instead of
Turpin doing what he did, like he did against Washington last year. I mean, that was just a holy moly. Did he ever go? Yeah. And I mean, that was just frightening. But again, you know, the Go Pack Go is, I don't ever recall them having a real good special teams unit. I really don't.
We have. I mean, the only time was when Nixon was the all-pro kick returner, and that was still under Rich Bisaccia. But that's the only thing we were good at. That
was the only thing he was good at, though. That's not, you know, your special teams is also your field goal kicking and everything else.
And then my favorite part is, oh, hey, I'm a special teams coordinator. That Daniel Carlson has a brother. I coached Daniel Carlson. He was a great kicker. Let's take Andres Carlson out of Auburn, who kicked a 68% throughout college. I could make him a good kicker.
Yeah.
That
really
that well for us.
Yeah.
And then after that, you know, we went through the Carlsons, and then we brought in we went through 3 kickers, and then finally we're like, hey, Brandon McManus was founded innocent of all charges. We brought him in. Yep, he's a great guy. And then he goes for 17 for 17. It's just like, we got a guy who can kick a field goal again.
Yeah.
I don't think who don't understand.
Is this going to be the week where Aubrey does a 70-yard field goal? This could be it.
Aubrey, it goes back and forth each week. Who's better, Boswell out of Pittsburgh or Aubrey? Those two are 1A, 1B right now in NFL with who is the best kicker. Aubrey has the length, but Boswell doesn't miss a damn thing either.
Which is very unusual playing in Pittsburgh. That stadium is a nightmare with the wind, but he seems to understand that wind better than anybody. Well, it's his home park.
Yeah.
But he just understands it, and he just nails them. He's very good.
Yeah, that's what scares me is if we allow it to be a close game and it goes back to what just happened. You guys get the ball left, and you just need to get it to the 50. Like,
boom, it's in.
Yeah,
65 is easy for Aubrey. 65 has been very easy for the guy.
Yeah, and it's amazing to talk about this because I remember when I was in high school 20 years ago, watching football, and you're like, oh God, the kicker has to kick 45, 52 yards.
Not happening.
Not happening. You're sitting there, and now you're like, if they're not making a 50, they're not our kicker in the NFL. Like, if they're not making a 55, you're starting to be like, do we want this guy? You know, Tom Dempsey, who had the record for years, was not a soccer style kicker. He was straightforward. Yep.
He didn't kick soccer style, right?
Yep.
And he had the 63-yarder. And I've wondered for years why more guys didn't go just straight on, because we had a field goal kicker up here in the CFL for years, Dave Cutler, who was the same way. He was just dead straight. He was accurate. He won 5 Grey Cups in a row for Edmonton, and okay, that works. You don't need to be a soccer style kicker, but whatever. But Aubrey, I mean, that young man is just, his leg is absolute dynamite. He's just wow. The Cowboys have one good thing.
The kicker.
The kicker. Yes. Yeah.
You guys have, like I said, arguably the best kicker in the NFL. Like I said, it really Boswell and Aubrey who go back and forth. Yeah. And I love my McManus. I'm super happy to finally have a kicker that I can trust. At least, obviously he missed one. Another thing that happened, he missed the field goal in the Browns game. Doesn't miss that, we win the game or go to overtime.
Better go sign CJ. Is that for you, Mark, or is that for the Cowboys? Because CJ Gardner-Johnson isn't coming to Dallas,
and the Packers aren't going to go get CJ. We don't. No. I mean, that's the one thing we're kind of deep at is, like we have Evan Williams, we have Xavier McKinney, we have Javon Bullard. We drafted like the year we signed. It's kind of funny. The Packers under Brian Gutekunst have a trail of 3. We like to take a position of need of 3.
3.
And 2 years ago, we needed, and it was the same time when we took Gary. We went and signed Zediah. Oh my God, Zediah
Smith.
Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't say that. And then Preston Smith, and everyone's like, "No way, we taking it." And I kept taking Gary because he kept following me in drafts. Cowboys.
Yeah, that's right. Because he would have to play 4 games before the Eagles can re-sign him. But the Cowboys have enough depth at safety because we've got Marquise Bell and Wanye Thomas, and we've also kept Elijah Clark out of Syracuse, who was their UDFA big money signing. He got $240,000 out of the Cowboys. So, yeah. And last year, Matt, there was talk of getting rid of both Hooker and Wilson in this offseason because Thomas and Bell both played very well for them last year.
I want Hooker to start for you guys this weekend.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. Yeah.
I want Matthew Golden to just go right by Hooker. That's all.
Yeah. Or better yet, let Wilson be the guy in the back. What are you doing, Eberflus? What are you doing? It makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, you gotta that's I think what makes bad coaches, horrible coaches, and great coaches, good coaches, great coaches, using the talent you have and adjusting to it. Don't go draft a player or or go get a coordinator that doesn't fit your coach, what you have right now, your players.
Yeah.
You got to work around that. Like we went when we went with Hafley, we have historically for the longest time been a 3-4 defense.
Yep.
We had a 3-4. We were built to be a 3-4. Hafley's, I'm not a 3-4 guy, but he understood that year one and did the best he could, which was an amazing job for year one under us. Got him head coaching interviews after 1 year.
Yep.
To make the talent work for him.
There's another reason why I don't like ex guys from other teams coming to Dallas. Bill Parcells bringing a 3-4 to the Cowboys. No. Do not bring a 3-4 to the Cowboys. That is not our defense. Yeah. Not happening. And of course, what did that turn out to be? A disaster. It cost Brian Broaddus, who has a Super Bowl ring from the Packers, the scout. It cost him his gig. Of course, he's now on the air in Dallas all the time. But again, if you can't understand the players you have on the field, you should not be a coach.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what I said about this year's draft. This was an excellent draft for the Cowboys because the coaches did not influence who was taken. Thank you, good Lord.
What's going on with Jaden Blue? I wasn't a hugest fan of him, but I've heard so many mixed reviews about Jaden Blue over the offseason for the Cowboys.
Jaden is going to be a third down back who gets the ball in the air. That's what he is. That's why everybody was excited about Jaden Blue becoming a Cowboy, and that they were all saying he's going to be the number 1 star. No. Did you not see him play at Texas?
I think fans thought that because you guys drafted him over so many other running backs. And was it the 3rd or the 4th you took?
No, we took him in the 5th.
Was it that late?
Yeah, we got Blue in the 5th.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was a little earlier. Okay, but there was still. I think at that time wasn't Sampson still on the board?
I think Sampson had gone just before him.
Okay.
I think Sampson went just before him. But
Okay.
again, if Blue does come on to the field, he is going to be used as a receiver much more than a running back. Yes, he has great speed.
Yeah.
So again, that's where I think they would use him much more as a receiver than a running back because he's a smaller guy, right?
Yeah, he is.
You use Sanders and Williams to go through the tackles. That's what you got to do. Jaden Brew
seems so much more aggressive in Dallas than he ever did in any of his other stops.
Yeah.
He like when I was watching this past weekend, I was like, "That's Sanders running that mean and like angry." Like I was kind of like,
which is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, for you, sure.
Yeah. But again, hey, I mean, yes, he was a former Eagle, and then he played for a little while with the Panthers there. But again, he's in a place where he's going to get the football again, and that's what some guys just need. Is they need that other shot, and so far he's been excellent at it. Before we carry on with our conversation here, I just want to mention to everybody that in the links, the NFL.com is there. If you do purchase something, I get a little something out of that. And if you do, please do like and subscribe the Team MBS YouTube channel. That's how we little guys survive. And all right, Matt, it's going to be prediction time.
Okay, what you got?
Oh no, you go first. You're the visitor. You're the visitor.
I was gonna be nice and let the host go first here. So I'm not gonna be mean. Joe kind of said it earlier. I do think this is a battle here and there, but I think overall the Green Bay Packers are a better team right now. We are a little bit more healthy. We have more of our core better pieces. I hope that our offensive line can kind of rebound, bounce back. But we just brought up a practice squad guy to our active roster, so I believe that means Aaron Banks might be out for some time. So we'll be and Jordan Morgan was a drafted first-round draft pick. He could play all over the board. That's why we drafted him. We'll see how he can do because he had a struggle against us or a struggle against the Browns. But I think overall, I think we have the weapons. I think we have the running back. I think we have the defense that can stop your offense. We have been stellar on defense this season. And I think Jordan Love and company can do enough against your defense and win because Jerry's world is Green Bay, Lambeau South, Super South. It used to be St. Louis, but since St. Louis moved to Los Angeles, we claimed Jerry's world as ours. And you can't.
Yep. Go ahead. Keep going.
So because of those things, I mean, Aaron Rodgers loved playing there. Jordan Love has had success there. It's going to be closer than most. I don't know what the spread is. I don't even know if they have posted the spread, but I do think we win by 10. So I'm going to say it's going to be like a 31 to like 21-17, 17-21.
Okay. As I mentioned earlier, there's only one way the Cowboys win. Only one. And that's running at Micah. That's it. That's all. If the Cowboys do take that football and get the lead and they actually attack the Packers, they need to get to Jordan Love, just as we saw Myles Garrett doing on Sunday, right? You get to Jordan Love. Jordan Love, yeah, he's got a pretty good rate on the blitz and all that jazz. He's decent. But again, if that pressure does come, you guys don't have all of your receivers. You don't have them. That could be a key thing here.
Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, I was about to mention Tucker Kraft. That is the downside, right? So again, I actually agree with you. I don't think the Cowboys have what it takes on defense under Eberflus. He just does not get. You cannot be in the zone defense as much as he is. His players aren't designed to be zone guys. They are not designed for that. And again, I'm going to say the Packers do beat the Cowboys, and I think it'll be a higher score than you think. I think the Packers put up 37, the Cowboys 24.
I could see that. I think what's going to be the most beneficial. I posted an article about my takeaways from this game against the Browns, so Packer fans and everybody can go look at that on MBS Media. Was that Matt LaFleur was so afraid of Myles Garrett that he forgot to coach a game-winning plan. He forgot to create an offensive plan for that Browns team. He was just so focused on Myles Garrett that he was double, triple, like it was insane. There's that famous photo of the Congos line of the three Packers blocking Garrett. Like we just said, oh, Garrett, we got to worry about Garrett, and then be like, oh wait, it's game day and we don't have a game plan. What do we do? Oh,
yep.
Luckily you guys don't have that. We have that would have been that problem for us this season with Micah Parsons now on our side. So I think Matt LaFleur is going to be able to actually game plan this week. And like you said,
he better.
It's going to be a good game. It's a Sunday night football reason for a good game. I just saw that it is only week 4. You're right, 100%. Still a long season ahead of us. Lovely early in the season. So much can still happen.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go 1-3 so I can start talking about the draft. I'm ready. That's it. We're done. We're gonna stop.
You want to be in the Titans bath in the.
I want to. I just want to talk about the 2026 draft, and that's it. Because
with 2 first-round picks until Jerry somehow trades them away for like.
I'll kill. No, I can't say that. I have wished to strangle that man many a day. But if he trades both of those picks, McCaffrey. I'm not going to be a well person at that point. I'll just be horrible.
Yeah, your key is right though. I do agree that you have to get to Jordan. Jordan Love is not he makes mistakes when he's under pressure.
Yeah,
you want to get him under pressure. He will make. We're both very penalized teams, so that's gonna be. It could be a very ugly game, too.
Oh, this could be awful. This could be awful.
There could be 30 penalties in this game. I think there should be a sports line out there.
Yeah.
For a prop bet, the over-under on penalties.
26 should be the number. Because 13 each should be about right.
Yeah.
But again, this could be. I think the Packers have just too much skill for this Cowboys defense to handle. Unless, like I said, they get out and they run that football, they keep Jordan Love off that field, and then it's a different ball game. But again, if I'll scream at Schottenheimer if he defers that football. I'll scream.
Matt LaFleur loves to defer too, and it's always been the most frustrating thing. Yeah, I like starting the half of I know, but I think they like to defer because then you have that opportunity in the second quarter to score to get the points right back in the second.
But you know what? That doesn't work for most teams. It used to work for the Patriots all the time. Okay, that was the Patriots. That was Brady and Belichick. That was their whole thing. They had a team to get those points, and they had a team that could stop you from scoring. The Dallas Cowboys can't stop anybody from scoring, so that's why you don't want them out in the field first. Thank you.
I mean, I thought for sure that the Cowboys would handle Caleb Williams.
Oh, it was horrifying. The guy had 3.74 seconds to throw the football. Huh?
Please, if that's the case for Jordan's going to have a Caleb Williams day.
Well, yeah. That's why I've got the Packers scoring 37.
Yeah. If that is I didn't know it was for almost 4 seconds. Yeah. If Love is able there, and then if Golden can get over on the defense, use the speed to get on top of the defense and get over a couple big ones. That's one big thing about this Packers team. We haven't done a lot, and I wish we'd do more this season. We haven't taken a lot of deep shots. We have been dinking and dunking and running, so that could be your saving grace.
Because without Watson and Reed, those are your two deep threats, right?
We haven't been using Golden.
Dubs has always been very good deep. he was very good at Nevada as a deep ball receiver. I don't know why they haven't tried him more often in Green Bay.
He had one big one against the Lions.
Yeah,
that was like one of the biggest deep throws we've had all year long. But they never really because we have Watson and Reed. They have two fast guys. So like Dubs, you're our possession guy. We want you close.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I don't mind that, but we don't have our two fast guys. We have Golden now, but he's still a rook. So
that's right.
Let's use Dobbs. Let's use Wicks. Because Wicks is the only height we have right now in this wide receiver room.
Yeah.
All our wide receivers are pretty short.
Pickens is our big receiver, right? And then of course you've got Jake Ferguson, who last week had 13 catches because Dak had no time to throw the football, and there was no CeeDee Lamb anymore.
And you saw what we did to Harold Fanning, 4 missed tackles.
Yeah.
So Jake Ferguson can have a good time.
Yeah. So again, it's going to be these games. Like I said, the Giants were going to lose 30-10. What? I forgot that Eberflus didn't understand how to go man to man. I just forgot.
Yeah,
and that is the whole thing. If Eberflus switches up his defense this week, I would love to applaud you. I would applaud you, but I don't see it happening.
No, I think he's going to keep calling the same thing. Quick, is Diggs done?
No. Well, he could be done because he's had both his knees done, right?
Yeah, and I'm not. That's because he was a great corner, but he doesn't look the same. Is where I'm. I'm not trying to be like.
Yeah,
he's not the same corner he was.
But again, he's coming off of that surgery, right? So is he done? I can't say that for sure. But at this point, Deron Bland, please get healthy.
Yeah.
I mean,
is Bland going to be out for this week too?
Bland is going to be gone. Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
You got, and I think that's just beneficial for the Packers to win this game because your best players are all going to be out.
Yeah.
That's perfect. It's just perfect timing for the Packers that we're playing you right now.
Which is why I want draft picks. That's what we're talking about. That's it. We're done.
Because you're gonna not have your best weapon. At this point, Pickens is on a 1-year deal, right?
Oh yeah, he's on his last deal.
If you guys lose the next 2 or 3, I would definitely be. If I'm Jerry, I'm on the phone to a contender who needs a wide receiver.
Get me more draft picks. Get me more.
Let's rebuild this team. Let's go. Yep. Give me a Pickens. Give me a 2. Give me a 3.
Don't take a 2 because the Cowboys suck in round 2. They have for years.
That's the Packers in round 3.
Yeah, right. Well, round 3 when Dan Quinn was around was a nightmare because he wanted Nashawn Wright and Kelvin Joseph, and it's like, what? Again, NFL coaches, stay out of the scouting room. Stay out of there. You will coach who we send you. That's my bottom line.
We took Josiah DeGuara in the 3rd.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to remember we took a linebacker I can't think of who went to be a special teams that actually laid out Keyshawn Nixon in the playoff game.
And
it was a helmet to helmet, like it should have been called. Yeah. I forget. Yeah. We've had he's off the head. It's funny. Like there's a lot of Packers out there that we have taken that we have cut after their first year and everything. And then they've gone off and they have long careers. You're just like, why did we give up on that guy so quick?
Yeah. Yeah. And of course we still have Mozzie. Yeah. That's been a nightmare. I didn't like the pick. I wanted Keanu Benton, who went afterwards to the Steelers. He was a much better defensive tackle in college. You guys are so dumb.
I never understood the mod. I know you judge about the Michigan team. Tennessee's my first team. I was born and raised a Michigan fan. My family's from Michigan and Wisconsin, so those are I'm very familiar with those schools. And I watched tape. I remember watching Mozzie throughout Michigan, and I'm like, people are saying Mozzie is a first. Like, what?
Where
exactly? Where are you watching?
He doesn't get off the ball. He doesn't move. He's not quick. he has no sustainability outside of being a guy who could stand up to college offensive linemen and stop a running game. That was it. He was never going to be a guy who could attack a quarterback. And it was just like, do you guys not see that guy over in Wisconsin? Did you not travel that far?
Must have. I mean, it was just right next door.
Yeah.
Across the lake. Just jump over really quickly.
Just jump over that lake, and you could have had Keanu Benton, who plays very well for the Steelers.
Yeah, I love Keanu Benton. Benton was one of my draft crushes in that draft. Yeah, I didn't get the Mozzie, but you guys have a long history of loving Michigan players. Chaco Tarles.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, keep bringing up the Marinelli years. Yeah, go ahead. Because, of course, there was another kid that was from Wisconsin that could have been a Cowboy. I think his name's TJ Watt.
We don't play that game, all right, sir?
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We traded that pick for TJ for Kevin King.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I know.
That still infuriates me to this day. Just like it's a long history of that, but I always remember that. Like Mike McCarr, it was Ted Thompson's last draft, and he said, I wanted to get a proven player. I didn't want a one-year wonder guy. Yep. So I didn't take a TJ Watt, who was a one-year wonder, and I traded back and got Kevin King. And I'm just like, a proven starter? How's he a proven starter? He was never that great at Washington. He had like 1.5 good years, and you go and say proven, and then Kevin King lost us the NFC Championship.
And of course, we did lose a good Wolverine player, Jordan Lewis.
I was going to say Jordan Lewis was your.
That was he's a fine guy. For having played for that school up north, he was a fine fella. But again, unless you go to East Lansing, where the real people in Michigan go to school, I don't care about you.
I got Jaden Reed from East Lansing, but like, when's the last time East Lansing's really gave anything to the NFL?
They did have Kenneth Walker III.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they did, but then they had to go. They didn't trust him, so they went and drafted Zach Charleston.
Charbonnet.
Yeah.
But again, my Michigan State love comes from the.
And where did Zach Charbonnet start his college career?
Charbonnet?
Yeah.
UCLA.
Where did he start his college career?
I think I recall him being some guy with that
helmet with some amazing gold, some blue. I think.
Yeah. What is that thing on their whole helmet anyway? What sign of a Wolverine is that? I don't get this.
I don't know. It's a cool helmet. Yeah, you just want to sell one of the classiest helmets in college football.
But again, yeah. So Mark, what else are you doing these days?
I just released some new articles this week. One about Tennessee and their annual opponents for the upcoming SEC schedule. One about the top 5 worst coaches in the NFL, and then my 5 takeaways. Also, you can catch me on College Football Focus with Bill every Friday when we go over this upcoming week's college football and talk about last week's college football games. And that's released every Friday, College Football Focus. Also here on Team MBS. So those are where you can find me. You can find me only on X currently at Brunnelli Sports. My tag is right here right below me. Brunnelli is BRUNELLI and just sports.
There you are. And of course, I'm doing this every Tuesday night. And I chose Tuesday nights because we play Thursday games so much this year. So I went, okay, I'm going to do this Tuesday nights. And of course, I also host with Randall Slifer The Last Word on college football Saturday nights. After you guys have already previewed the games, we actually give you the scores and our take and all that good sort of stuff as well at teammbsmedia.com's YouTube channel. And again, everybody, please do like and subscribe our YouTube channel. That's what makes us little guys survive. And Matthew, I want to thank you very much for joining me. It was a pleasure. Hey, anytime. And everybody else, I'll see you next Tuesday night, more than likely in more agony yet again. But you already know it, so you can start like I'm in that mode now. I'm in the mode because yeah, it's not a good thing. It's not good.
At least you know the worst is when you have that expectation and you get failed. But you can start accepting that, and you're not as hurt. You know that's
I was actually hurt week 1 when that lightning storm hit against the Eagles, and we had to leave the field. I was hurt. No, and I knew when they both came back that neither offense was going to do a darn thing, and they didn't.
Yeah, those are the worst. I hate when they just call the game or reschedule it because they're not going to do anything. They always struggle.
It was horrifying, absolutely horrifying. But hey, that's the NFL. So, but we love the NFL.
Yes, yeah. We all we complain about for 7 months is we want football back, and then after 3 weeks, we're like, all right, give me the next offseason.
Yeah, but I'm not quite that way because I have the college football and the Draft Central show that we do every week. That keeps me very busy with the college players. So I don't miss football. When the draft is over, I need a break.
Yes. When you watch 300 players, you're like, I am excited for a little bit of not having to watch tape.
Do you know how many players I've watched?
Last year?
Yeah, for this upcoming season.
Already? Oh, no. How many have you watched for this upcoming season?
515 guys.
Oh, already?
Yeah.
Oh, you're making me feel bad.
That's where I'm at, and I'm staying there for a while.
Yeah, you need a little bit of a rest there. I think let this season progress so you know what to look for.
Well, no, I wait until week 6 where I start putting guys into their rounds, right? For the most part, I usually wait until week 6, week 7, and then I'm going to start. Okay, this guy's going to be a second rounder. This guy's going to be a third. This guy's going to be a fifth. This guy's a UDFA. And that's usually how I spend my time.
I punish myself and wait until January and watch about 300 guys. And
no, that's why I watched all the summer scouting that I could this year, and this year is the first year I've ever really summer scouted that heavily.
Yeah, that's you're getting into Bill territory.
Oh yeah, that was that, and that's Bill's fault. I blame Bill.
I understand, trust me, because Bill makes me want to be better when we talk college football focus, and I'm just sitting there like, because him and we had a guy on a couple weeks ago that FCS, and they were just talking about FCS schools and prospects for FCS, and I'm just like, good job, guys.
Well, again, I do the FCF guys as well with Bill on Draft Central, and every year we complain that there's not enough HBCU kids being taken in the draft, and we give out the names every year. These guys should be drafted. Nope, they'll be UDFAs.
Every year, and then those guys make it and stick in the NFL because the NFL never wants to learn on who shouldn't go and when these players. You think they would start kind of listening and like, hey, these guys, these Twitter guys or X guys who do all this scouting, they're just, if not better than some of our scouts in this room, and they're pointing us to these kids that we don't take, and then like they say this guy's a bust, and wow. Like 90% of Twitter said that guy was going to be a bust, and we took him in the second or first round.
Yeah,
the NFL is still very ancient in some of the ways they do some things.
Oh, it's better. It is so insane. And again, NFL coaches who don't understand that the timeout matters, they just use them at any time. What?
Packer used 3 in like the first and second third quarter.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't, the noise and whatever was going on in Cleveland.
Hello, you just snap the football, let your quarterback throw it out of bounds. You're good. That's it. That's all you do. Then you get your play in and you carry on. You don't use the timeout unless you need to.
Or you just do what Green Bay does. 3rd and 1 with 2 seconds left in the third quarter, and you snap it and get sacked and lose 13 yards. That's another thing you do.
Yeah, that's another good choice, right? But again,
I'm not speaking from experience or anything.
No, exactly right. So, Matt, it was a pleasure having you on. Yes. Everybody, tune in next Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I will have the oh, God, we're going to play Just End the Season next. Oh, Lord, that's going to be ugly.
I hope so. But I never say never. I truly don't. Anything can happen any week of the NFL, like we learned.
Oh, hey, no. The Cowboys were 12-5, except one of those 5 losses that year was to the just end the season. It was what, you dummies.
Yep.
But again, we'll see what happens. All right, folks. See everybody next week. Take care.